Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chaudhary. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 16th of May. High voter turnout recorded at elections in South India. Thousands of Afghans protest against power project in capital Kabul. And anti-constitution protesters clash with riot police in Nepal. And now for all the details. India's southern Kerala and Tamil Nadu went for polling on Monday for provincial elections. Amid tight security, voters turned out in large numbers to exercise their franchise.
Large number of people turned out to vote in the southern provinces of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Long queues of voters were also seen in the southern union territory of Puducherry. In Kerala, 1,203 candidates were in fray for a race to 140-member assembly. Around 26.1 million people were eligible to vote in the province. While the Congress party-led United Democratic Front or the UDF is eyeing to retain its power in the province, it is facing a tough challenge from the Left Democratic Front or the LDF led by Communist Party of India Marxist. In neighbouring Tamil Nadu, people voted to decide the fate of 3,776 candidates in 232 of the 234 constituencies across the provinces. Voting for remaining two constituencies will be held next week. Around 58.2 million electorates were eligible to vote in the province across. The big players in Tamil Nadu are the ruling AIADMK party led by incumbent Chief Minister Jai Lalita and the DMK party which has joined hands with the Congress party. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party is also looking forward to make a mark.
Whichever government comes, I hope they will attend to the problems of the people, particularly the poorer people and of the farmers, and take the state forward. We should not miss an opportunity provided by democracy to improve the standard of life of the people.
In the federally administered Puducherry, polling was held for 30 seats with 344 candidates in fray. Around 941,000 people were eligible to exercise their franchise in Puducherry, where Chief Minister N. Rangaswamy of All India NR Congress is seeking re-election. The results of the elections will be announced on May 19th.
Political and human rights activists have expressed concerns over Pakistan government's indifferent attitude towards growing atrocities among the minority Christian community.
Political and human rights activists have slammed the Pakistan government for failing to take stringent actions to protect minority communities in the country. There is a growing apprehension among the Christian community, especially living in Pakistan's Punjab province, which has time and again become a target for terror. A breakaway group of the Pakistani Taliban, Jamaat-ul-Ahrar, had claimed responsibility for the attack in Lahore's Gulshan Park in March, which was aimed at the Christians who were celebrating Easter. In March last year, suicide bombers attacked a Christian community in the same city on Easter, in which at least 14 people were killed and dozens more wounded.
गवर्नमेंट जो है वो मस्ट जो है वहाँ पर सिक्योरिटी जो है मिनॉरिटीज़ को प्रोवाइड करें और ये देखें कि ये कौन लोग हैं जो चर्चेस के अंदर जाते हैं और उनको शूट करते हैं, ब्लास्ट करते हैं, कौन है जो उनकी सपोर्ट कर रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है कि गवर्नमेंट इसको स्टॉप नहीं कर सकती या गवर्नमेंट जो है वो सिक्योरिटी नहीं प्रोवाइड कर सकती. ये सब कुछ हो सकता है, लेकिन ये है कि ये कब होगा, कितनी कॉस्ट हम और पे करेंगे, हम कितनी अपनी जानें जो हैं और देंगे.
While Christians have been victims of Islamist extremism, they have also been victims of Pakistan's controversial blasphemy law. Recently, a Christian family in Punjab was forced to flee from their village near the provincial capital of Lahore to save their lives after being accused of blasphemy. The community is still waiting for justice, almost 7 years after Christians were attacked by a mob of extremist Muslims in 2009 in Punjab city of Gojra, killing 10 people and burning of churches.
कभी जुल्म सितम हमारी तरफ से नहीं हुआ, लेकिन जब भी जुल्म सितम हुआ है इन लोगों की तरफ से हुआ है। तो मैं चाहता हूं कि बराए मेहरबानी करके जो उलमा कराम है वो भी एक्शन लें और जो हुकूमतें हैं वो भी एक्शन लें, चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ भी एक्शन ले, ताकि ये जुल्म सितम कब तक हम सहते रहेंगे।
Despite government's promise for action, violence and intimidation aimed at the Christian minority does not seem to be lessening. As they wait for deliverance from constant persecution, the community continues to feel vulnerable.
Moving on, a group of Kashmiris held a demonstration outside the Pakistan High Commission in London to protest against the brutal murder of Kashmiri leader Arif Shahid in Pakistan. Shahid, a pro-independence Kashmiri leader, was the chairman of the All Parties National Alliance. He was shot dead by unidentified men near his home in Rawalpindi in May 2013. He was a vocal critic of Pakistan's alleged role in sending militants to fight proxy war in India's Kashmir and also criticized Pakistan's policy of treating Kashmir as its colony. 3 years after his death, protesters are still demanding punishment for his murderers. A US-based think tank, Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization, recently convened a conference on the deteriorating human rights and security situation in Balochistan province of Pakistan. The conference was also attended by various US congressmen who expressed concerns on growing human rights violation in the province. A report.
Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization, a US-based think tank, organized conference in capital Washington, D.C. and raised concerns over the ongoing atrocities and human rights violations by Pakistan law enforcement agencies against the ethnic people in southern province of Balochistan. The conference, entitled Land of Forsaken Voices, the Geopolitics of Justice, Impunity and Human Rights in Balochistan, was attended by various members of international organizations and US congressmen, including Senator Paul Strauss. The members expressed deep concerns over law enforcement forces being involved in extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances and torture of people belonging to the ethnic Baloch community of the region.
So when these people get abducted, two things happen. Number one, no one will know what happened to these people. They just disappear in the black hole and most probably may have been executed. The second one is they do severe torture and dump these bodies in public spots with bullet-ridden bodies. It's called dump and kill operation.
The conference was also followed by a congressional briefing hosted by US Senator Louis Gohmert.
Thousands of Afghans took to the streets in capital Kabul on Monday to protest against the planned rerouting of a multi-million-dollar power transmission line. Demonstrators demanded the 500-kilowatt power project line linking Turkmenistan with Kabul pass through Bamiyan district instead of the proposed Salang Pass. Despite the government's attempt to thwart the march by blocking roads leading to the city, protesters managed to carry out the demonstration. The rally underscored the political tensions facing President Ashraf Ghani's government as it fights the Taliban-led insurgency and tries to get an economy shattered by decades of war back on track.
بعد از اینکه سران حکومت تصمیم گرفتن که مسیر پروژه توتابا از بامیان به سالنگ تغییر بدن، در اینجا کل مردم از هر طرف افغانستان، از شرق و غرب و شمال و جنوب کلان جمع شدن به خاطر از امو راهپیمایی را راه اندازن تا اینکه پروژه توتاب مسیرش در مسیر اصلی باید باشه.
Moving on to news from Nepal. Clashes erupted between Nepal's riot police and protesters campaigning against the country's new constitution on the streets of Kathmandu. The protest comes as ethnic Madhesi community and other political parties launched their agitation in Kathmandu last week to voice their concerns.
Continuing their protest for the second day in a row, supporters of Federal Alliance, a coalition of Madhes-based parties and other ethnic political parties and organizations, campaigned against the new constitution in country's capital Kathmandu on Monday. Clashes erupted between Nepal law enforcement personnel and protesters as latter tried to enter Singha Darbar office complex that houses the Prime Minister's office and other ministries. A similar scuffle had broken between riot police and protesters on Sunday after Madhes-based political parties in alliance with other ethnic community and minority leaders announced the resumption of their agitation against the new constitution, with Kathmandu being the epicenter of their protests.
हामीले यो देशमा संविधानमा समानता खोजिरहेछ र यो समानता जबसम्म मिल्दैन तबसम्म हाम्रो आन्दोलन जारी नै रहन्छ.
The leaders claim that the new constitution, which was adopted in September last year, is discriminating and have demanded for adequate representation and redemarcation of provincial boundaries. More than 50 people were killed in the 8-month protests in the southern Tarai region of the country that ended in February.
Training has begun for pilgrims in India who are heading to Hajj, a spiritual pilgrimage taken by Muslims from across the world in the holy city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. They are being trained on safety and disaster management.
Experts from the Hajj Committee in Poonch district of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province imparted necessary training to Hajj pilgrims. With a total of 310 applicants, 60 participants have been finalized from the district. During the training session, lectures were delivered on rituals performed during Hajj and visit to Medina, one of the holiest sites of Islamic pilgrimage, besides giving other important instructions.
हमारी ये कोशिश है कि इनके जितने भी इनकी ट्रेनिंग ठीक तरह से हो जाए और इनका जो रास्ते में कोई मुश्किलात है वो जो आएंगी वो हम उसको अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश है ताकि इनका सफ़र ठीक रहे और मुश्किल इनको ना आए कोई.
Following the horrific stampede at Mecca in 2015 that killed more than 700 people, special safety and disaster management training is being provided to Hajj pilgrims to prevent such a tragedy.
A symbol of luxury and elegance, Kashmir has always been coveted by women all around the world. A startup in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province has opened an online portal to provide the finest quality of the fabric to customers across the globe.
Kashmir, popularly known as Pashmina in India, comes from a rare wool extracted from special breed of goats in the upper reaches of India's Kashmir. A Srinagar-based startup firm sells Kashmir products with a geographical indication marked to help protect new buyers from being cheated into purchasing fake products.
तो हमने स्पेसिफिकली पश्मीना क्यों रखा ताकि लोग कंफ्यूज ना हो जाए. मतलब अगर हम रखेंगे रफल का भी इसमें या और कोई मतलब फैब्रिक तो वो थोड़े कंफ्यूज हो जाते. फिर लोग बोले पता नहीं ये भी अब ओरिजिनल है कि नहीं, वो भी ओरिजिनल है कि नहीं, ये क्या चीज़ है. हमने स्पेसिफिकली पश्मीना रखा ताकि लोग मतलब आराम से हम पे भरोसा कर सकते हैं.
बेसिकली क्या है कि जो फॉरेन कंट्री में लोग रहते हैं वो हर हमेशा असल चीज़ की डिमांड करते हैं.
The startup aims to reach a wider demography, both domestic and international, by offering a wide range of Kashmir products apart from shawls and stoles.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. High voter turnout recorded at elections in South India. Thousands of Afghans protest against power project in capital Kabul. And anti-constitution protesters clash with riot police in Nepal. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.